surrounding area. You're in a populated area, what time of day you're walking by, you know, you're going to be spraying, you're not spraying, you know, ivory soap on the wall. You know, so you just want to make sure that everyone around you is aware, or you've got it blocked off, coned up, you know, especially if you're spraying. If you're using the white, you know, or just a small area that's going to only be, but if you got a tank that's, you know, feet long and 20 feet high, and you're going to be spraying it on, pressure washing it off, multiple applications, you want to make sure everyone that's going to be in that area is aware of, you know.
And on a porous surface, you know, make sure you get the product on there enough. This is one of the most difficult surfaces I've run across, this aggregate, partially because the products are working fine, but you got to make sure you spray from both directions, because paint hides on one side of the little aggregate rock and you're not getting any of that surface contact. So we'll make sure we get enough on here. So typically the application method is get the product on, get the pressure washer fired up, and in that time you can tell some of it dissolves. Other times it won't do anything and you're worried that it's not going to work. Just get the pressure washer fired up, spray it off. If you have some thick areas that you need to apply a little bit more on, you can do it right away. So, you know, just based on experience, the red here.
You also want to be aware of what's down below you. As you can see, just by him painting that on, the paint's running down below.
Yep. So
you just want to make sure if that's running down on the sidewalk or on top of someone's deck or on top of something, that you don't just leave that there.
We could maybe do this without even firing it up. So, you know, obviously, if you have a lot of pressure is not needed. This is what I'm talking about. Little where you have multiple on there. You don't even really have to wait the full 90 seconds to get it done.
If you left it on there longer, though, the more chance it would do. If you had more paint on there, leave it on there longer, and it'd be better.
To a certain point, you're gonna get to a point
Up to once you hit about that 4 or 5 minutes. Now there's sometimes when 30 seconds, it's all coming off. There's sometimes when, you know, that extra, it's up and cut. The only thing is, in terms of trying to keep moving, if you have multiple layers of paint, I would rather spend 2 minutes, knock as much of this one. Challenging is going to help us. But again, we're able to knock off a fair amount of this. And I tried to cake this stuff on pretty heavy too. So. Okay, so you get in this situation, you give it a shot, dang it, I wish I was fired the pressure washer. Well, that's okay, you just put a little more on, you don't have to wait for it to dry. Because you've taken off a fair amount of that layer anyway. And if you've dealt with the surface, a lot of it's the experience. Well, okay, I know these surfaces are a little more challenging. I can incorporate a little agitation.
And it's also depending on how long it takes. If you've been there and the take's been there for 6 months, obviously you're going to have to work it quite a bit harder than something that someone did last week or yesterday.
Fire that up real quick.